Sup, guys? It's Corrupted, and today we are here with my very weird Rafa build. So, this one, all 49 points are in the green tree. And also, I apologize for the sniffling. I have a bit of a cold today. So I apologize in advance that I'm going to be sniffling some. So let's get into it. And there's a really weird theoretical interaction in this build that I'm going to break down as we get into it. Well, there's actually 3 interactions that are complete theory crafted that have to be tested. But if it turns out they work the way I'm thinking they do, this might be one of the highest damage potentials of anything in the game, just because of how it works. So let's get into it. First, we're going Expedite, because movement speed. Rafa's the movement speed man. If this is 25% during your action skill, you get 50% movement speed. It's going to feel gloriously beautiful. You're going to be so fast. Like, you're going to be faster than Speedy Gonzalez. Like, you're basically going to be the first ever Borderlands speedster. Because there's some interactions that can get you like 200% movement speed with some of the stuff in the game that we've seen, like between rep kits and stuff. So this is going to be huge to throw that in just to be super fast. And then the single most important point in the tree, dial in. It gives you a stacking chance for your melees to crit, which is going to be huge, especially if it can go up to 100% after X amount of time. Going to be huge. And then we're going to throw 2 points in here just because it's probably not going to matter if we max it out. Realistically, it's just going to, we might even just need 1 point, but there's really nowhere else to put the points. So it's just go in there just because we just want some lifesteal. Lifesteal's broken. And then 3 points in the zone. Keep our 50% movement speed the entire time we play the game. Beautiful. Simple. Then got 5 points into collaborative and ignition. While overdrive's active, you get 12% minimum of your weapon damage is Bowden's skill damage. So is your grenade. And the grenade we're going to use, I'm going to show it in a second. It's the grenade that we've already had shown off at the fan thing. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and shout out Mental Mars for having it like cataloged, because I doubt there's going to be a grenade I want more than this one that I'm going to show off in a minute. But giving it more damage is good. Then 3 points into Singera. Like, what else is there to say? If I deal ordnance damage, so when I throw the grenade that I'm going to show off in a minute, I get melee damage. Cool. It stacks. So realistically, it's going to be around 60% melee damage for dealing melee damage. If you know, you know. So, and then 2 points just to get, it really doesn't matter. Just put it there. Just because there's really no other way to put it. Because that one's useless for us. The crit hit, drop a grenade, that one's useless. We're just going to get hurt by it. And then we're going to put 1 point in Hemolitions. It makes it while overdrive's active. You can use your grenade on cooldown, but it costs health. And it constantly costs more health every time you throw one. And then 3 points into El Diablito. A portion of all fire damage you do also does grenade damage. So, just good stuff. Then here's the bread and butter of this build. Inferno Protocol. While Arcanite's active, you store all the damage you take. And you light yourself on fire for the base is 6 seconds, or 6 damage per second. I'm assuming it's going to be like 60 or 100 or so, just because it's too strong not to have a drawback. But your melee attacks now do fire damage, which goes into this thing. giving you the bonus damage. Nice extra damage. And then you store all the damage you take during the duration. And when you activate Blade of Fury, you basically set off a nuke that deals 150% of all the damage that you took while your action skill was active. And you heal yourself for some amount of that damage. Also, 20% of all the damage you take is reflected back to enemies that have a mark, which is part of Arc Blade. You can mark 4 enemies. They take, I think it's 4%. 6% more damage. Yeah, so absolutely beautiful. But the thing is, why it's interesting is because if the damage you take from Hemolitions counts for Inferno Protocol, it's absolutely broken. Especially if the stuff from Dead Man Walking counts too. Dead Man Walking just says your action skill doesn't end until you die or you activate Blade Fury, and it costs your health instead. And so that's huge. If that affects Inferno Protocol, it's theoretically the highest damage possible, if that's how it works out. Because the health drain here is written as its damage to you. So there's a chance that health drain is counted as damage in this game. And if it is, this might be the highest damage threshold you can hit in the game. And then we're going to grab 5 points in the El Borracho. Get corrosive damage, because we want our action skill to do so much damage. So, and then also 5 points in the Midnight Oil. So that's how we get the bonus damage from that. Most of those every second will give us at least 3% bonus corrosive damage. And we can stay in our action skill theoretically forever, thanks to this infinitely healing us. And so, theoretically, infinitely scaling damage, depending. It sounds beautiful. And then 5 into that for action skill duration to make the base duration 40, I think it's 4 seconds. So, that way, in case it works like Borderlands 2, where if your duration lasts longer than your cooldown, that it will cool down while you're still in your action skill. If the game works like that with Dead Man Walking, theoretically you'll never leave your action skill. Like, you'll activate the bomb strapped to his chest with Inferno Protocol, and then you can immediately reactivate his action skill and keep running around like a maniac. Theoretically. We don't know for sure yet. It's got to be tested. But fingers crossed, because that sounds amazing. And then finally, 5 points into a cruel, more action skill damage. So if this goes up to 10, this goes up to 10, or that goes 15, so 25, theoretically you get 25% action skill bonus damage per second that you're in it, and you have at least 32 seconds. So if that is how it works, you can theoretically get upwards of 500% action skill damage just from running around like a maniac slicing people up, and you're going to have over 100% movement speed. Okay, and then the one piece of gear I know for sure is going to be on this build, I'm going to go ahead and show it off, is the Sho Kunai. For one reason, is Ninja Speed grants 10% move speed for a short duration of time with each consecutive hit for a maximum of 70%. So, with this, and it looks like it's going to last 12 seconds per stack, since we can throw an infinite number of grenades, so we don't care about the cooldown, we can just throw 7 between this 25, the 25 overdrive has at base anyway, and then the 70 from the Sho Kunai. You will sit without your rep kit that can also roll, giving you another 40% movement speed, you can sit at a almost permanent 120% move speed all the time. And that's basically the idea of the build. Is you just run around with a bomb strapped to your chest, slicing people up. And whenever your health gets low, you just go and you heal all your health back, and then you activate again, and you keep running and slicing and just constantly causing explosions. And that's the idea of the build, and it sounds super fun. It's going to be one of the first things I test out when the game comes out. Like, I'm going to rush my Rafa to level 26 and see if this interaction works. Because if it does, I think this might be the most broken build in the game. Just because, as I've already described, there. So, if that's 10% per second, and that's 5% per second, and that's 10% per second, so 25 times 30. Let me pull up a calculator for y'all real quick. 25 times 30, it lasts a base of 32. So that's just not even go into account the extra 35% we're getting there. You could theoretically get with this build an 800% arc knives damage. And then you blow yourself up. And then you heal back to full, and you just loop that over and over and over and over and over again until everything in front of you is dead. Like, it might take a few minutes to ramp up, but if those skills don't have a cap on them, this will make Rafa the strongest character in the game, without a doubt, these interactions. And you get the ease of use of having 120% movement speed all the time. So, yeah, this is my interesting Rafa build. Yeah, I hope y'all liked it. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see y'all later.